Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Man. And welcome to Sunday's edition of the Doctor Who Daily. So, is Ruby Sunday just another rose? Does it really matter? No, that's not all I'm going to say about it. There is a video, there is a conversation here. But does it matter at the end of the day if she's Rose 1.0 or 2.0 or whatever? Rose, played by Billie Piper, was fantastic and people related to her. It brought people to the show. It's one of the major reasons the show was so popular when it returned. So does it matter if Russell's gone? Do you know what? Let's try and capture that again. Of course not. I don't actually believe she's Rose. I don't. And I don't believe she's another version of Rose. For example, she could actually be gay. These things are not important to me, but I'm just saying she could be gay. So I know people are worried about another romance between Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor and Millie's brand new companion, Ruby Sunday. I don't think we're going to go down that direction. Listen, it's amazing after all these years and the evidence of New Who and Torchwood and Sarah Jane that people still doubt this genius, Russell T Davies. Russell T Davies had the Doctor's hand cut off. We then saw Captain Jack have it as a locator. I think I've mentioned this already, but I need to prove to you what a genius this man is and why you shouldn't doubt him. So then Captain Jack uses it as a locator. Then the Doctor uses it not to regenerate again. Then it's used for the human metacrisis Doctor. And this is just part of like the genius of Russell T Davies. Then we see Torchwood season 1 and everything that happens in that. Look, there's just everything that he did with Doctor Who. It was sensational. It was amazing. What about that episode of Torchwood? I'm not sure who wrote it. I'm not even sure he did, but it would have been his idea because he was the showrunner of Torchwood. Literally, we get these people that are on a plane, and when they land, they're in the 21st century, and they're literally from like the 40s or 50s, and they're stuck in the modern day. I think one guy actually ends up killing himself because he can't handle living out of his time. Sensational stuff from RTD and his Doctor Who universe. How can anyone actually doubt this man? So this is what I'm saying. Does it actually matter if Ruby Sunday is like Rose? Not to me, but I don't think that she is. Now, I was watching An Unearthly Child last night. Such a great, it's such a great episode, isn't it? And a great introduction to Doctor Who. I was laughing to myself because the Doctor literally abducts his first two companions, which I think is fucking hilarious, and he's mocking them. He's mocking Ian's kind of lack of knowledge and lack of faith that the TARDIS could be the TARDIS, that this thing that is supposed to look like a police box can travel through space and time. It's just sensational. I was thinking, maybe Ruby Sunday is Susan. Yeah, I know, every new character, we always say, is it Susan? Is it Susan? And I know it's cheap by now and kind of annoying, but I'm looking at the name Ruby Sunday, and maybe somewhere in there is, I don't know, maybe there's a clue that it is finally Susan. Because I am shocked that we've never seen Carol Ann Ford return to Doctor Who via the revival. Excuse me, I'm shocked. Now, is it because Carol wasn't interested in coming back? Was she not asked? Why have they never dealt with the Susan situation? It's insane to me. We've brought back so many different companions and different actors who played the Doctor in the revival, but they've never brought back Susan. They've never even tried to bring back Susan. And I think this is crazy. And I would love to see Susan return. Now, my preference would be Carol Ann Ford to at least return and then regenerate part of a big storyline, which, RTD's definitely got the narrative chops to pull off. And I think it would be absolutely awesome for a brilliant actress like Millie to be playing Susan. Because Ruby Sunday is an interesting name, isn't it? It's just that Sunday surname. There's something about it. There's something that, this is why I suspect that This is not a Rose, you know, 0.20. This is a different character, everyone, and you're making so many assumptions. There's idiots comparing Millie's hairdo to Billie Piper's hairdo. You know, Millie is a young woman with a mum and a dad and grandparents, you know, with feelings, and you're going around talking shit about her hair. You know, I heard one person call her a chav on Twitter. You know, this is just not, this is the problem. This is why everyone outside of Doctor Who fandom hates Doctor Who fans. This is why the people who work on the fucking show, whatever different people they are at the time, don't like us, because we say shit like that. So you all need to calm down on this kind of, she's Rose, there's going to be another romance. Now listen, I don't think that's the case, but if I'm wrong, I'll do an ice bucket challenge or something, or a dare of your choice. But I think Russell is smart enough to understand what the audience don't want. Now, you can't always give the audience and the consumer what they want, because as a writer, as a visionary, you've got to kind of give your own take on this material. And sometimes the audience don't know they want what they want, because nobody knew they want, you know, would have enjoyed Billie Piper as the Doctor's companion in a Doctor Who revival. I even had my doubts about Billie coming in, but she was absolutely fantastic. And Millie is also going to be fantastic as Ruby Sunday, and I absolutely don't think she's anything like Rose. Now, more than likely, she isn't Susan, but there's certainly something interesting about giving someone the Sunday surname. And I don't think it's just a random surname. It could even be a nickname. I don't know. But something's going on with that surname. And I think, I don't know, will we see her, will we have to wait to series 14 to see her? It looks like it. Could we see her, for example, in the 60th anniversary? I doubt it, but that will be interesting as well. Knowing how Russell does things, I think we'll have to wait till the first episode of series 14 when it airs in 2024. But she is an interesting character played by a very talented young actor, and you don't need to worry. Russell T Davies is a genius, and you've seen his genius. He hasn't changed. He's made it a sin. He's done this. He's done that. His talent and ability is still there. It hasn't been swallowed up and taken away, you know, by aliens or anything. He literally is a genius, and he's the right person to be running Doctor Who right now, because Doctor Who is desperate for Russell T Davies' genius, because he's the one who brought back Doctor Who with this revival. He could have rebooted it. He could have, you know, deleted everything that Doctor Who stood for in the 60s, 70s and 80s, but he didn't. He didn't want to bin that, because he knew Doctor Who is utterly iconic. He continued it, but he brought it kicking and screaming to the 21st century. And look what we've got now, 17 years later. We've got a continuation of classic Who, of what Doctor Who always was and always should be. Yes, as I say, it's been modernised. You can't have Doctor Who with the pace of classic Who and the way it was done back then. There's no way. But what they've done, what Russell has done, is absolutely sensational. So, yeah, I don't have any... I'm surprised. I thought people would be excited by Millie's casting, but it just proves you can't please Doctor Who fans. So I'm excited to see who Ruby Sunday is, but I don't think there's going to be a romantic element here. So I think there's going to be a deep storyline. It's going to be an interesting storyline of how Russell executes this. But what if she is just another Rose? Well, personally, I don't care, as long as she's an interesting, good, likeable, relatable character who travels, you know, travels with the Doctor and, you know, holds him to account as well. So, and I think that's a Russell T Davies kind of companion anyway. Every companion he's done has been excellent. Rose, Martha, Donna, you know, they've all been fantastic. And then he had Wilfred, for like the end of time, and that was amazing as well. So everything he's done with the companions has worked. So I don't have any issues with Russell and him being back to run Doctor Who. I was absolutely frightened who the BBC were going to choose next. Thank the gods, thank the Time Lords, Russell T Davies is back to save Doctor Who. That doesn't mean I totally hate what Chibnall did or what Moffat did, but we are in a situation where many people have stopped watching this revival, and Russell T Davies can bring them back. This has been the Doctor Who Daily here on Movies TV Mad with me, Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss this beautiful perfection. And I'll see you again in the next video. Until I see you again, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.